Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the mind of an Antares Moon, the little archangel Uriel, and flight boss here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And yeah, life to live is evil. Like, living is living backwards. And whoever lived is the devil. So if you lived, you was the devil. Now, check this out. You think that's cliche, right? You think this cliche. You really do, right? But I'm Archangel Uriel, so I'm finna take you to that place. Now check this out. Now, this is what's happening. You're finna experience all the internal externally. Just like when you came out your mother, all your mother inner demons, you gotta face them externally. Because her viewpoint of the world is the world you came out of. So all the demons she was fighting and all the angels she have is what you have to fight externally. Now, that science right there is what brought me to this conclusion. Now, let me break this down real quick so you get an understanding of the 9 dimensions. So you just know it's just 9 different conscious awarenesses. Now, you live backwards and you're going to understand why is that. Now, check this out. The first dimension. Now, the actual physical vessel of it is just a line. I mean a dot. You know what I'm saying? So it represents singularity. So the consciousness of it is a selfish. So anytime somebody's selfish, right? That means they're too single-minded. They're acting one-dimensional, right? And they're only thinking about self. That's a one-dimensional. Now, metaphysically, it's the frequency, and the frequency is the space, the idea, the timeline, the line of events, the spirit, right? And we're gonna incorporate this, the sperm. Now, check this out. Now, that's the thought, that's the idea, that's the frequency, right? Soon a frequency, a spirit, goes into a realm of reality, goes into another space, goes next, goes in. So in. Anytime you hear anything, in, the letter N, E-N-D, whatever, it's the same shit. I-N is the same shit. Anytime a spirit, a frequency, go in a realm of reality, what comes second is the time, the experience. So that's the vibration. The spirit becomes a soul. It's vibrating. So that's the second dimension. Because now the spirit got something to relate to. You see what I'm saying? So now this is the line being drawn. You know what I'm saying? That line of events is being experienced now. It's actually being vibrated. That line, that frequency is vibrating now. You see what I'm saying? So that's the second dimension. Now the third dimension, when they both come together, it creates energy. So the third dimension, now something becomes whole. So the third dimension is, if the second dimension was relating to something else, relating to another world, you went in something. Now you finna come out of that shit as whole. So the third dimension is your surroundings, the surroundings you was in. It's third dimension now. You see what I'm saying? So now you could become a human and shit, or a third dimensional vessel. Say, like a one-dimensional vessel, maybe a cell, blood cell, organ, or whatever. A second-dimensional vessel, maybe the same shit. Third-dimensional vessel, right? Now, third-dimensional vessel is what you are now. Is where you at now, right? So now, what you're seeing is you're becoming more and more physical. You're becoming more and more density. So you're led to believe that you're going up because it's like what 1, 2, 3 dimension. But you're getting more and more physical. Anytime it's something added, more added DNA, added weight, added thoughts, added emotions and feelings. That's weight. So that anytime there's weight, that's density. So it brings you down. So is 1, 2, 3 actually going up, or is this actually going down? Is this really 9, 7, 8 right now? I mean 9, 8, 7. Is this 1, 2, 3, or is 1, 2, 3 really going up? Or is that really going down? You see what I'm saying? You get more physical. You add more weight. That's more density. You going down. So 1, 2, 3, not looking too bright ugly, right? It seemed like you going down, but you seem like you got more power, right? Now catch this dilemma. Now check this out. Now the fourth dimensional vessel will be a oversoul. So a oversoul has the conscious awareness that you can kind of pick up in your third dimensional body. That's learning and analyzing and being able to communicate with your surroundings, with the surroundings that you're in. You're able to extract information from it now and learn about it. Observing. That's the fourth dimension. So an oversoul, if you was in a fourth dimensional or oversoul vessel and you had the brain of an oversoul, then this is how you see the world. You see what I'm saying? And you will see it in 7D. Now, once we get into the fifth dimension, we talk about the planets. You know what I'm saying? So the oversoul grows to be a planet now. It absorbed enough energy, it went through enough spaces and experience and gathered enough information to the orb could be received to be looked at as a planet now. So it's a fifth dimensional being now. So the fifth dimensional conscious awareness is utilizing your authority into what you have just learned. So for an example, you got the idea and it came from inside you. That's one dimension. You felt a way about it. That's the second dimension. You gave it a vibration. Now you apply it to your surroundings. That's the third dimension, right? You're looking at it in third person, right? Or something that may represent it, right? That got the energy source of it. Now, the fourth dimension is learning about it, right? Seeing what it is. Now, the fifth dimension is utilizing it. So this is the conscious awareness of what planets do. You see what I'm saying? Now, planets utilize that shit. We utilize that shit. We utilize what we have learned to our advantage or disadvantage, depending on if we take too much to the right side or the left side of our energy fields. You see what I'm saying? Now, the sixth dimension, that's like a star. So the sixth dimension conscious is like a 6-point star. So what happens here is you have someone becoming the judge. So now, anytime you become the judge of your surroundings, like you ain't got to learn about it, you already been through the experience of utilizing what you have learned. Now you know what that's about. You can tell others what that's about. People come to you to learn what that's about. That's the conscious awareness if you had the brain of the sun and you was in that world. You see what I'm saying? Now the seventh dimension. The seventh dimension is when you become a solar system. Right? Now a solar system. Now a solar system conscious is learning about being the judge. So this is learning from right from wrong. This is like the angel number 7. This is like who give the sun signs. Sun signs. Angels come here and teach you about your sun sign. I'm Archangel Uriel. But listen, the angels give the sun the signs the same way, and it gets filtered through the sun to give the planets the signs, and it gets filtered through the planets to give the oversouls the sign, which is fourth dimension, and it gets filtered through them to give the third dimension the signs, which is where you at, and you use those to give the second dimension the signs, which is how you relate to a female or relate to your emotions and feelings within inside you and your imagination, and how you relate to that to your one dimension is your thought and your idea. How many thoughts and ideas do you really got? Can you receive? See what I'm saying? So you see how I'm breaking it down for you? This ain't pseudo, motherfucker. This real. Now, seventh dimension. That's a galaxy consciousness. Once a sun realize itself and be able and become that rapture with all the planets and become one. So it don't think it's in it no more. It becomes one with it now. So now it can become a galaxy. All the planets together within it become a galaxy. Seventh dimension. I mean, not a galaxy, a solar system. That's seventh dimension. Now with the solar system, with the seventh dimension, the conscious awareness of that right there is learning and applying yourself as being a judge. So is you a rightful judge or is you a wrongful judge? And this is why I be telling people the sun you up under, when you go to the fourth dimension, you're gonna really see that motherfucker. You're gonna see all the faces of that nigga. You're gonna see the Jesus face of that nigga, the Muhammad face of that nigga. Look, and check this out. You're gonna be constantly aware to handle it. But look, check this out. You may be not. You may be in a life up there living how you living now. Oh, I hate being here or whatever like that. But that's this, that, and the third. But look, check this out. I'm telling you like this. The reason why I say don't trust the sun you up under, because the messages that motherfucker getting may not be right. The same way how we see men and women every day, as you every day getting messages that's not right. And you got the power and authority to lead nations. And you got the power to lead people. But you may be leading them in wrong strays. But the where you leading a person ain't the issue. You have the power to lead people. But but that is the issue. The issue is you don't even know where you're going. And you really think you do. So that's why I be telling people, you need to start questioning the motherfucking sun and the rest of these motherfucking planets. But for the most part, we want to talk about that's the seventh dimensional conscious. Now, eighth dimensional conscious is the galaxy. It's when it realizes the galaxy. It's like you waking up yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're in the third dimension right now and you don't think planets is real, and you got a bunch of people on the earth telling you that planets is real, and they is consciousness aware. When they die and transform from this vessel, they consciousness go into one of those bodies, and it wake up and like, okay, I'm myself, and it's gonna be doing that shit again. It's gonna be saying the higher shit than that ain't alive or shit like that, and whoever get higher whoever get the highest consciously aware to understand how that shit work, you wake up in that shit. So to your reality in your dimension right now, that shit is sleep. That shit, yeah, you right. That shit ain't alive. The scientist is right. Yeah, it's a living life, but it's not a living conscious, right? But we make it conscious because we in it. The same way the cells was in you that didn't realize it was conscious yet, and when they came together and realized it's a higher consciousness, that higher consciousness had to come together and develop and take a bigger vessel. So now you can be like, oh yeah, damn, I was a machine, now I'm alive. You see what I'm saying? I'm alive. That's what that means. Waking up. The God we are in need to wake up. It's a bunch of solar systems, aka beings that's in a slumber, sleep, need to wake up. Wake up. That's why the whole term here is to wake up, to get awoken, to get enlightened, to let that light inside you shine and bright over all the dark aspects that's unknown, unseen. This is why so much unknown and unseen. You think space ain't seen. I've been in realms of realities and I've been in beings where everything was seen. Everything was lit up. Shit ain't lit up here. So y'all the motherfucker being where shit, portions of the light, y'all need to pay the light bill. For real. For real. Pay the light bill. Knock. Who's there? Where the fuck that joke come from? You see what I'm saying? So, you need to wake the fuck up. Wake up. Knock. Wake the fuck up. So look, check this out. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't waking up, you gonna stay asleep. Where the fuck you at? That's the purpose. You probably thinking like, oh, well, we ain't gotta awake that. Well, you're not awaking shit. Just stay asleep. Where you at? Keep awakening in the position you in right now until you get tired. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody come in your face or tell you they want to kill themselves, tell them, okay, is this on your mind? Well, you may need to kill yourself. Don't feel no pity. I don't care how close they is. Friends, associates, family, co-workers. If somebody come to you and be like, I'm gonna kill myself, you better not bear none of that witness. Would you tell them is, you know what? Kill yourself. That's what you need to do. Because you know why? You may be that spirit that need to keep killing itself and keep coming back until you get tired of doing that. Till you come back in the realm of reality to just the sight of somebody else thinking about that shit, you gonna run from them. Like, oh shit, somebody trying to kill themselves? I don't need to be around that. Put yourself in such a devastating hell of realms of realities of not wanting to kill yourself, nigga, it'd be crazy. See what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't know what's going on. How dare you motherfuckers say something pseudo when you in the realm of reality you in right now? Motherfucker. Now check this out. Like I said, the eighth dimensional conscious is receiving the benefits and the labors of his fruits of labors. Sitting back and observing and experiencing the time of the fruits of labor as everything get created. So that's the consciousness of a galaxy. If you was in a galaxy brain and you was in this world and moving around and shit, that's how you looking at things. You looking at things like, man, all I'm trying to do is create and sit and relax in my fruits and labors. Why is you coming trying to absorb my space? You know what I'm saying? And really, and as a galaxy, I was a galaxy before too. Our whole purpose is to absorb every space. So nigga, I'm sucking in and spitting out all kind of smart ass motherfucking cells and beings that's inside me. Nigga, to the point I'm getting big. My light getting big as fuck, to the point my light is taking over spaces and spaces, to the point that the spaces that's surrounding my orb is taking on my traits and imagination. So any smaller spiral, any smaller galaxy, nigga, get wrapped up in my raptor, nigga. So your ideas have to conform to my imagination laws and physics and shit. If you smaller than my orb, nigga, that's how a galaxy work. Then nigga, once we absorb you, nigga, we made me bigger. So if you had a bunch of smart ass motherfuckers that made you as big as how you was, which you wasn't bigger than me, I'm bigger than now. Now once I get so big, I absorb the whole motherfucking universe. I'm the universe now, motherfucker. Then once I take the totality of the idea of that being, motherfucker, they bust fuck, I come out, motherfucker, I come out as one of them motherfuckers. And depending on my ideas and how I'm frequency vibrating, that's the kind of vessel I'm gonna take in that round. But I'm gonna be doing some powerful shit. See what I'm saying? Why the fuck y'all don't want to do that shit? But look, check this out. I'm gonna tell you like this. The ninth dimensional realm of reality is wisdom and knowledge over the overall experience. So that's if you had the brain of a universe. You got overall wisdom and knowledge of the whole overall experience. So now check this out. But like, check where shit is fucked up at. Check where shit is fucked up at, right? You see yourself, now if you came from the sperm, you came from the one dimension. Now you see how I explain all the 9 dimensions. Now, so you're doing that physically. You're doing that physically, right? So what that tell me is, when you get to the 9th dimension, you're doing the first dimension physically. Now, I ain't been in that realm of reality, but I've seen it. But I didn't have to experience it because I went without. And I think this is what I came here to do, to avoid people from doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, I need to reverse things. This goes back to you're living backwards. You see what I'm saying? Because instead of elevating from energy, vibration, to frequency, you constantly going to frequency, vibration, to energy. Then energy is creating its own frequency, vibration, and energy. Then that's creating its own frequency, vibration, and adding the weight is going down. So it's like you have no choice but to be on the ascension level. But your way of going on the ascension level is what's being fucked up and what's being diluted. You are ascending, but you are ascending in a density way. You are descending in a lower way. Our whole existence that we in right now is in somewhere of a low vibration, in a lower chakra, in a totality of things. You see what I'm saying? Because you are ascending, but this is what's happening. By the time it's like when you do the 1, 2, and 3 dimension, right? As soon as you go to the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, it's the same thing. Just more of it. So you're doing the same thing, but you're consciously aware of the first cycle of it. So hell in heaven is crazy. Because when you get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension, the shit you're going to create for yourself, man. Because you're doing these things physically now. See what I'm saying? You're elevating physically. So there's different dimensions within dimensions now. The same way how I broke down the dimensions, right? Each dimension got another dimension to it. Got a polar opposite to it. And I think we on the whole negative end of it. I think it's like something right here, and a dimension we supposed to go this way, but for some reason we're going this way. And this is what I mean by we saying we living backwards. Because your energy is like the energy is going up, but the spirit is going down. But see, the energy is supposed to go down, and the spirit is supposed to go up. But if you live genuinely like that, you wouldn't know what to do. Say you cancel everything that got to do with energy. You stop eating. You stop putting energy. You stop paying attention to shit. You start learning how to live without, right? So you lessen your experience on everything, right? So you lighten your load on everything, right? So spiritually, that goes up. But physically, density, energy, that goes down. But we stuck in a cycle where it's the other way around. energy is going up and spirit going down. The more you lose your spirit, the more you lose your soul into the physical energy things, the more the bigger the bigger the physical, the bigger the energy some get. Think about all the things you pay attention to. Look how big the energy orb that is. Look how much whoever intellectual, whatever being or whatever intellectual property own that energy, look how big their orb is. Look how much control they got. Look how much corporations they can control. So the energy going up. The physical life is going up. The physical life is getting bigger. Look how much people is doing to continue to live in this physical body. All the shit that they doing to sustain this physical body. The energy part is going up, but the spirit is going down. Listen, when they say the richer you get, right? The more greedy you get, the more less you care for humanity or people who don't got shit. So your spirit going down, but the physical, the energy, the physically is going up. So what the fuck is going on here? Like, something ain't right. Because if you get too spiritual and get too much in your right brain, you looked at as the fool. But if you get too physical and too much in your left brain, you looked at as a greedy motherfucker. But a nigga who accomplished something. What the fuck road is we supposed to take? So we living backwards. Ain't no doubt about that. But who said living backwards was wrong? Because if you was to live forward, you have to start canceling from all the shit that can sustain energy. And things that can sustain energy, sustain your physical. And if your physical can't sustain, you're going to get scared. So it's like, and a creation is something that can't sustain itself. So we know the physical can't sustain itself. So it takes a spirit inside it to sustain it. So that's giving you the point of reference of which one could be right and which one could be wrong. But is the one that's wrong actually right? Or is the one that's right actually wrong? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Now this is your world. Now this is somewhere I don't come from. So this is why I'm confused. But I'm shining a light in those dark areas as Archangel Uriel, because I'm foreign to here. But I'm searching and I'm drifting off in places y'all motherfuckers y'all ain't going. Y'all like to stay in rotation. Y'all like to stay relative. You know what I'm saying? I don't rotate with shit nobody. I got my own mass. I got my own force. I got my own source. I go my own locational directions. I goes against the wave. I don't follow the natural spiral wave the way y'all go to this spiral wave because I'm not from here. So even me going with the wave, I end up running into shit. Me going against the wave, I end up running into shit, asteroids and shit. I'll be damned if I do or if I don't. So I just got to get with the shit. But for all y'all motherfuckers who are going along with every wave, and for my motherfuckers out here who feel like they could be their own source and go their own wave, but they may experience a lot of times being out in the cold and feeling like we ain't got no one and we just to our motherfucking selves out in the cold dark. To the point that we make people look at us as fools that we're going to drift off and die. Or just drift off and fabricate and our spirit would die. It won't be remembered. Our thought and idea won't stick because it ain't resonate with the motherfuckers who like to keep shit in rotation because those energy fields is already lit. I'ma stop using that motherfucking word lit. Ain't shit lit. Fuck y'all lit. Because that lit is filled with illusion. Those lights is filled with illusions and imaginations and concepts that's attached to strings and wires and timelines to other stars, that's tied to other stars, that's tied to other strings of planets and stars, that's wired to a weak ass sun. Fuck you niggas. Ain't shit lit where y'all. That shit dim as hell where I'm at. Whatever y'all think is lit, that shit dim as hell where I'm at, nigga. I'm gonna start saying shit dim. Nigga, that shit dim as hell, nigga. Ain't shit lit. Oh, we about to go to that party. Oh, shit. They about to turn up. Oh, that shit about to be lit. Man, that shit dim as hell, nigga. That shit dim. I'm about to turn that shit all the way down. Nigga, I done turned that vibration all the way down in you, nigga. You got turned up. Just off the vibration, nigga. I done turned it down, nigga. I said that shit was dim, nigga. I turned off the lights, nigga. Fuck that shit, nigga. I'm finna go turn on some lights so you could be consciously aware of some real shit to see. Nigga, we don't want to see what's lit. We don't want to see no fucking fireworks, little sparklers and shit. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. Shit. You motherfuckers got me fucked up. Shit dumb as hell, nigga. Yeah, I'm gonna close this motherfucking video, you know. But you living backwards. And all you doing is becoming more physical of doing where you came from. So the present is real. Whatever you're doing right now, you're doing in the present. But as you ascend, you're doing more other shit that you just came from. So by the time you get to the 8th dimension, you're doing the 2nd dimension all over again. By the time you get to the 7th, like I said, the first dimension, let's just say the spirit. 2nd dimension, the soul. 3rd dimension, the body, the surroundings. 4th dimension, the oversoul. 5th dimension, the planet. 6th dimension, the sun. 7th dimension, the solar system. 8th dimension, the galaxy. 9th dimension, the verse. I ain't say universe, universe, omniverse yet. That's a whole nother realm of reality. Now, it's like you just doing everything all over again. You see what I'm saying? Over and over again. You see what I'm saying? You become by the time you get to the, but see, people miss it. Like, by the time you get to the 3rd dimension, now you a 3rd dimension. You a 3rd dimensional vessel right now, right? So that correlate with the 7th dimension. See? 9, 8, 7, and what's the 7th dimensional being? A solar system. A step up from the sun. A solar system. See what I'm saying? So, as a 3rd dimensional being right now, you are a solar system. So your head is the sun. Your 3rd eye is the moon. Your neck, your throat, your communication, your lungs is a Mercury. Your heart is a Earth. You know what I'm saying? Your stomach is like a Mars. You know what I'm saying? Your pussy or your dick is like a Pluto. You know what I'm saying? This shit is real. Or your sternum around your gut is like a Venus, a little bit above where Mars is at. You know what I'm saying? In between your heart. You see what I'm saying? Damn. So yeah, and that's real. You can't say that ain't fake, because any type of science you want to break that down to, nigga, you are like a solar system. Really, you like a universe, but you don't know that yet. So you haven't woke up that body yet, because you still don't know yourself. You still dormant. So you can't go somewhere and sit back and relax into your fruits and labors. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You still out here struggling, trying to learn ways to do that. You know what I'm saying? So as far as your mental conception is as a human, it's just 7th dimension. Angel consciousness. Solar system. A solar system being. You know what I'm saying? You're within a solar system right now. But before you even talk about being a solar system, you got to go through the 4th dimension, 5th dimension, and 6th dimension. So you got to become an oversoul, which is a gas, a conscious itself. But now you know you the sperm. Now you know you the conscious. You're doing the 1 dimension and the 4th dimension all over again. But you consciously aware of that, because you got all the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd conscious awareness with you still. So you in the 4th dimension actually living the existence of the 1 dimension again on a higher level. Do you get that shit? Then you become a planet. But really you doing the 2nd dimension again. You going into a womb. You going into another womb, a room, a realm of reality. Then you come out in the 6th dimension again. You grow and get birthed out to look at them the same way, like suns. The 6th dimension now. It correlates with the 3rd dimension. You do that shit all over again. All over again. Then the solar system would do that again, just in a higher consciousness, right? And then it will find another womb, which is a galaxy, 8th dimension. Then it gets spit out of the universe, and then that's the natural way of doing it. But we have got confused and conflated, and mixed up the dimensional chart in some type of way due to some type of interbreeding or some type of way, to the point that now we live backwards. So it's correlated like this, to the point that we're not ascending or descending. We're being stuck in the middle. So we're just trying to reach 5. You only could be a planet and be spit out as a planet. Something like a sun or a solar system is keeping certain consciousness trapped. I see it. I see it. Like, and you only can ascend or descend to 5, from 1 to 5. And on either scale, from 9 to 5 or from 0 to 5, which is 1, and this 1 and 0 is the same. It's 1 to 5. And this 0 plays in two-dimensional paths. Say this is dimension 0, right? Then you have the positive side of it, then you have the negative side of it. Now, this is the 0. This goes to 9 on the positive side. This goes to 9 on the positive side, right? So it's like, for some reason, our conscious itself has been split on both sides, and we have been trying to come to the center, but we have been confused to think that we're not the center. So your center will be placed either on this side or this side. So you could be trying to get from 1 to 5 or from 9 to 5 on this side, or you could be trying to get from 1 to 5 or 9 to 5 on this side. But you don't realize the whole totality of trying to come to the middle in general. And then that's a 5. That's a planet. So in whatever universe that is, it's an overall fifth dimensional planet that you have to go through in order to defeat this whole entire cycle. It ain't no telling how many existences and trillions of years you got to go through to get to that. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, that's bigger than a verse, universe, omniverse, all that shit. For real. And it's something that's not even the most wisest of itself. Or it's something that's not even concerned about the one dimension. This is something that's just in the center, and it looks at that like perfection. And it really looks like that like perfection. And it's just the center. It's the center of something. So in this realm of reality, anytime you play the center of something, you're not taking too much of this side, that side. It's a science in that. But not what you think the cliche science of. There's a deeper science to that. And yeah, it's just like you just trying to get to a planet in either spectrum. So it got conflated. So now as you went from one dimension, second dimension to a third dimensional vessel, you are the mirror reflection of a seventh dimensional vessel, which is a solar system, which the whole spectrum ain't supposed to be like that. So I'm not even supposed to be explaining it with dualities and separations the way it is, but it is like that. So why it's like that? You see what I'm saying? Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air. I think I did get a little pseudo on y'all motherfuckers.